Hello students, welcome to the logic class. Today I am going to teach you a separate chapter, that is your fallacies. What do you mean by fallacy? What is the meaning of fallacy? Fallacy means error or confusion or mistake. The word fallacy is derived from a Latin word fallacia, which means error or confusion. Now, where do we commit these fallacies? We commit these fallacies in the arguments and also outside the arguments. As you know, logic is the study of arguments, and arguments we use in our day to day life, we use in science, we also use in arts. So, there are innumerable arguments we use, but out of all the arguments, some arguments are valid and some are invalid. And those arguments which are invalid are actually fallacious arguments. There we commit fallacies. So, invalid arguments are fallacious arguments. Now, fallacy is an important chapter of logic, because we have to know the different fallacies that are committed in the arguments. You know, we use lot of arguments and we want to know which arguments are valid. We determine which arguments are valid, but we should not know only the valid arguments. We should not study only the valid arguments. We should also study different types of invalid arguments, because by studying invalid arguments we can know about the different fallacies committed in those arguments. So, what will be the benefit of knowing about the different fallacies? What is the benefit? Whenever if you study fallacies, if you know about the fallacies, then whenever you will advance any argument, you will give any argument, there you can be sure that you have not committed any error, you have not committed any fallacy. And whenever another person advances one argument, there you can detect the fallacy, you can detect the error in his argument. So, if we study fallacies, if we know about different fallacies, then we can argue well. It will make us a good arguer and it will make us a better reasoner. It will sharpen our intellectual ability. You know, in logic there are two types of arguments. You must have studied the two types of the arguments. There is deductive argument and there is inductive argument. In an argument, what do you find? In an argument, there are premises and there is the conclusion, and conclusion follows from the premises. Premises support the conclusion. If premises do not support the conclusion, If there is no relation between the premises and the conclusion, then you cannot have any argument. So, in deductive argument, what happens? The premises have conclusive support for the conclusion. Conclusive support means support is 100%. Premises have 100% support to the conclusion. So, when there is conclusive support for the conclusion, then the argument is a valid argument. If the support is nil, then the argument is invalid. In deductive argument, as you know, there are no degrees of support. You just cannot say premises support the conclusion 80%, 90% or 10%, not like that. The support must be either 100% or nil. And in inductive argument, there must be strong support for the conclusion. There must be strong support for the conclusion. Here there is no conclusive support, but there must be strong support for the conclusion. In a good argument, the premises should be stated clearly, conclusion also should be stated clearly, there should not be any ambiguity, there should not be any circularity, and you should not also use any emotional language there. Then premises should be relevant to the conclusion. Premises should say about the conclusion. Premises should justify the conclusion. If premises are irrelevant to the conclusion, then you will commit a fallacy and that will be your invalid argument. So, there are certain rules, we have to obey those rules. If we violate those rules, then we commit fallacies. Fallacy is very important for all of you. You know, in different competitive examinations like your civils examination, NET examination and other examinations, question comes on fallacies. There you will get questions on reasoning, on fallacies. So, if you are a student of logic, you can answer those very easily, but if one is not a student of logic, then he must go through the logic book, he must study the logic book, he should read the logic book, then he can know about the different fallacies. So, this is also very important for your competitive examinations. So, as you know, in logic we have deductive argument, we have inductive argument. So, fallacies are also committed in both deductive argument and also in inductive argument. So, there are deductive fallacies and there are inductive fallacies. Now, we can divide broadly, we can divide the fallacies into two types. One is formal fallacy, second is informal fallacy. Formal fallacy means when the formal fallacy occurs when the rules of the inference are violated. There are certain rules of the inference. If we violate those rules, then we commit the formal fallacies. And informal fallacies take into account the content of the argument and the purpose of the argument. So, first of all, we will discuss the deductive fallacies. Deductive fallacies which are committed in deductive arguments. Now, deductive fallacies are divided into formal and informal. So, as you know, deductive argument has certain rules. If these rules are obeyed, then we get a valid argument. If these rules are violated, then we get fallacies, we commit fallacies. So, under formal fallacies, we have fallacies of immediate inference and fallacies of mediate inference. Now, let us discuss these fallacies one by one. Now, the fallacies of immediate inference. पिलामाने मने थिबो मु तुम माननको इमीडिएट इन्फरेन्स पढ़ेइछि, कन्वर्शन अवर्शन पढ़ेइछि. सो इमीडिएट इन्फरेन्स रे कोन हुए? देयर इज ओनली वन प्रेमिस, वन कंक्लूजन. Conclusion follows from a single premise immediately. So, this is called immediate inference. This is of two types, conversion and aversion. The first fallacy is known as fallacy of simple conversion of an A proposition. You know, all of you know the rules of conversion. In conversion, there is only one premise, one conclusion. Subject of the premise becomes the predicate of the conclusion. Predicate of the premise becomes the subject of the conclusion. Third, quality remains same. Fourth, no term can be distributed in the conclusion if it is not distributed in the premise. फोर्थ रूल जोटा कहूचे सेटा माने कोन, जदि गोटे टर्म प्रेमिस रे डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हेई नाही ताको तुमे कंक्लूजन रे डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करिबो नाही. जदि सपोज गोटे टर्म प्रेमिस रे डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हेई नाही, अनडिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड. अनडिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड मीन्स यू से अबाउट सम मेंबर्स ऑफ द क्लास. सम अनडिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड मीन्स सम मेंबर्स. ताको जदि आमे कंक्लूजन रे डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करी देलु ताहले कौन हबो? डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड मीन्स वी मीन द एंटायर क्लास, द होल क्लास. सो हियर वी विल कम फ्रॉम सम केसेस टू ऑल केसेस. जदि आमे सम रु ऑल को आसीबो ताहले सेटा आउ डिडक्टिव आर्गुमेंट हबो नाही, दैट विल बिकम योर इंडक्टिव आर्गुमेंट. ओके, सो दिस fallacy we will commit if we do so. A proposition देखो, all students are sincere. Premise, conclusion, therefore all sincere persons are students. एठी देखो, subject of the premise has become the predicate of the conclusion. Predicate of the premise has become the subject of the conclusion. Quality is same because both are affirmative. Fourth rule, A proposition distributes subject term. आमे देखिबा conclusion रे को term distribute हेइछि, जदि हेइछि सेटा premise रे मध्य distribute हबा दरकार. Conclusion is A proposition, so A distributes the subject. So here sincere persons, this is distributed. Sincere is distributed. Let us see whether this sincere persons is distributed in the premise or not. In the premise, this is not distributed. This is the predicate in the premise. In the premise, students is distributed. कारण students टा होचे subject term. A distribute subject. So predicate एठी distribute हेई नाही. तेणु sincere persons distribute हेइछि conclusion रे, but premise रे distribute हेई नाही. So here we violate the fourth rule. This is called fallacy of simple conversion of an A proposition. जदि तुमको एमिति गोटे एग्जाम्पल दिया गला परीक्षा रे एई टाइप रो गोटे एग्जाम्पल आसिला, तुमको कुहा जिवो जे फाइंड आउट द fallacy. तुमे इमीडिएटली लिखिबो दिस violates the fourth rule of the conversion and this is the fallacy of simple conversion of an A proposition. Okay. Now come to the second one, fallacy of conversion of an O proposition. तुम्हें जानिଛ conversion रे A is converted to I, E is converted to E, I is converted to I, and what about the O? O proposition cannot be converted. जदि एमिति गोटे क्वेश्चन आसिला O proposition दिया हेछि, premise is there, conclusion is there. देखो कौन हेछि एठी, O proposition distributes predicate. Some students are not intelligent, some intelligent persons are not students. Subject has become predicate, predicate also has become subject. Quality is same कारण दुईटा जाक नेगेटिव तेणु क्वालिटी समान अच्छे. O proposition distribute करुछि predicate को, conclusion रे तुमर predicate होछि students तेणु students एठी distribute हेछि. यदि students टा एठी distribute हेछि then it should also be distributed in the premise. premise O रे कोटा distribute हेछि सेही predicate distribute हबो, intelligent distribute हेछि, students distribute हेइ नाही. So here we violate the fourth rule of conversion and you will write that it is a fallacy of conversion of an O proposition. এই type ର तमर question आसीबो and you have to answer like this. Then the next fallacy is fallacy of material aversion. Aversion, all of you know, aversion also is an immediate deductive inference. यार rules कौन? Subject of the premise becomes the subject of the conclusion. Contradictory of the predicate becomes the predicate of the conclusion and quality is changed. ता माने जदि गोटे थिबो affirmative आरटा हबो negative, जदि गोटे थिबो negative आरटा हबो affirmative. And aversion, you know, A is averted to E, E is averted to A, then I is averted to O, O also is averted to I. So, you know about aversion. Now, there are some logicians like Dr. Ben who have introduced another type of aversion which is known as material aversion. What is this material aversion? This aversion depends on the matters of fact. Material aversion means this aversion depends on the matters of fact, that means experience. But you know, in deductive argument there is no role of experience. So here these logicians say that we can materially avert a large number of propositions. Materially we can avert a large number of propositions. How? Now from one proposition we pass on to another proposition, we avert it to another proposition which is about the opposite experience. And how do we do that? We do this on the basis of our experience. ता माने गोटे रु आर गोटे प्रपोजिशन रु आमे जते बेले आउ गोटे प्रपोजिशन को जाउचु से जो आर प्रपोजिशन टा हबो सेटा अपोजिट एक्सपीरियंस विषय रे कहिबो. एटा आमे कहा भी कोथरे बेसिस को बेसिस रे करूचु ना हमर एक्सपीरियंस बेसिस रे करूचु. Here also there are certain rules. Contrary of the subject becomes the subject of the conclusion. Contrary or contradictory of the predicate becomes the predicate of the conclusion, and quality remains same. So, knowledge is virtue, we say ignorance is vice. Here we take the contraries, we keep the quality same, we get knowledge is virtue, one experience. From this we come to another proposition, ignorance is vice, and this says about the opposite experience. But this is not aversion. You know, this is not aversion, because this violates all the rules of aversion. So, if this question comes, then you will write that it violates all the rules of aversion, and this is known as fallacy of material aversion. Now, we will move to the next fallacy. So, students, you must have studied the square of opposition. In the square of opposition, two propositions are related. Two propositions are opposed to one another if they have same subject, same predicate, but they differ either in quality or in quantity or in both. जो आमर जो अपोजिशन ऑफ प्रपोजिशंस रही से आमर अच्छी जे दुईटा प्रपोजिशन भितर अपोजिशन रिलेशन केमिति रहिबो केमिति ना दुईटार सब्जेक्ट प्रेडिकेट सामान रहिबो से माने कोउथिरे डिफर करिवे आइदर क्वालिटी रे डिफर करिवे और क्वांटिटी रे डिफर करिवे और बोथ क्वालिटी एंड क्वांटिटी रे डिफर करिवे. ओके, सो हियर यू सी दिस इज द स्क्वायर ऑफ अपोजिशन ए ई आई ओ. Contrary opposition holds between A and E propositions. Subcontrary opposition holds between I and O proposition, and subordination relation opposition holds between A and I and E and O. Then contradictory relation holds between I and E, A and O propositions. Now, fallacy of contrary opposition. Contrary opposition, you know, this relation holds between A and E proposition. All students are sincere, E, no students are sincere. Here a rule होचे, if one of the propositions is true, then the other proposition must be false. So, if all students are sincere is true, then no students are sincere must be false. Okay? But if all students are sincere is false, then the other proposition is undecided. That means the other proposition may be true, may be false. You cannot get a determinate conclusion here. This is the rule. But if one proposition is false and you say that the other proposition is a true proposition or the other proposition is a false proposition, you get a determinate conclusion. Then in that case what will happen? We will commit a fallacy. This is the fallacy of contrary opposition. Now, fallacy of subcontrary opposition. Here this relation holds between I and O propositions. Some girls are intelligent and O, some girls are not intelligent. Here if one proposition is false, then the other proposition is true. जदि आ भितरु some girls are intelligent false हैला, ताले some girls are not intelligent निश्चिंत true हबो. जदि some girls are not intelligent false हैला, then some girls are intelligent true हबो. So, if one is false, the other is true. But if one is true, then the other is undecided. That means the other may be true, may not be true. But if you say that one proposition is true and the other also is true, then it is a fallacy. Or if you say one proposition is true, therefore the other proposition is false, then also it is a fallacy. This is the fallacy of subcontrary opposition. Now, the next fallacy is fallacy of subalternation. Fallacy of subalternation, AI. A proposition is all girls are pretty. I proposition, some girls are pretty. A is your universal proposition, I is your particular proposition. If universal proposition is true, then particular proposition is also true. If something is true of the whole class, then that is also true of some members of the class. That is why जदि all टा true हबो ताहेले some मध्य true हबो. If universal is true, particular is true. But if universal is false, particular is undecided. That means particular may be true, may be false. So, if all girls are pretty is false and you say that some girls are pretty is true or it is false, then you commit a fallacy, the fallacy of subalternation. So, A, E, I, O, the relation that holds between A, I also holds between E and O proposition, the same thing, same type of relation. Now, we will discuss the relation between I and A proposition. I proposition is a particular proposition and A proposition is a universal proposition. When particular is false, when some is false, particular is false, universal definitely will be false. If some girls are pretty is false, then all girls are pretty must be false. But if you say some girls are pretty is true, then what about all girls are pretty? May be true, may be false. But if you get a determinate conclusion, if you say that this is true proposition, all girls are pretty is true or it is false, then you commit a fallacy. Okay. So, these are the fallacies of opposition of propositions. Next, we will discuss the fallacies of mediate deductive inference. Under this, we have 8 types of fallacies. One is fallacy of 4 terms, fallacy of undistributed middle, fallacy of illicit minor, fallacy of illicit major, fallacy of 2 negative premises, fallacy of 2 particular premises, fallacy of affirming the consequent, fallacy of denying the antecedent. Now, let us discuss all these fallacies one by one. Fallacy of 4 terms. As you know, in a syllogism, there are 3 terms: major term, minor term and middle term. But if there are 4 terms and there is no connection among these 4 terms, if you have 4 unconnected terms, then you will commit the fallacy of 4 terms. जदि 3टा टर्म जगार तुमर 4टा टर्म रही आउ 4टा टर्म भितर कौनसी कनेक्शन नहीं ताहेले तुमर हबो fallacy of 4 terms. For example, all students are young men, all ministers are elected members, therefore some elected members are young men. तुम्हें वर्तमान देख जो 2टा प्रेमिस अच्छी केतेटा टर्म अच्छी, स्टूडेंट्स इज 1 टर्म, यंग मेन 2nd टर्म, मिनिस्टर्स 3rd टर्म एंड इलेक्टेड मेंबर्स 4th टर्म. ये 4टा टर्म भितर कौनसी कनेक्शन नहीं. सो दिस कंक्लूजन विल नॉट फॉलो फ्रॉम दिस 2 premises. दिस इज द फालासी ऑफ 4 टर्म्स। एमती जदि क्वेश्चन आसिला खाली तुमको दुईटा प्रेमिस दिगला किंबा ता सहित कंक्लूजन दिगला तुम्हें इमीडिएटली लिखिबो जे हियर वी कमिट द फालासी ऑफ 4 टर्म्स। नाउ द सेकेंड फालासी, fallacy of undistributed middle. As you know, in a syllogism there are three terms. There are two premises and one conclusion. Conclusion re कौन रुहे? The subject of the conclusion is known as the minor term. The predicate of the conclusion is known as the major term. So, in the conclusion you find the minor term and the major term. So, middle term remains absent in the conclusion. Middle term occurs only in the premises, in both the premises. Now, what is the duty of the middle term? Middle term ro kamo kono na se खाली रे रहिचे सेमती? No, middle term acts as a middle man between major term and minor term. Middle man भावरे act करे से कौन करिबो? Middle term will establish its relation with major term in the major premise, and in the minor premise middle term will establish its relation with minor term. तुम्हें जानिच मेजर प्रेमिस रे रही थाए मेजर टर्म आउ मिडिल टर्म, माइनर प्रेमिस रे रही थाए माइनर टर्म आउ मिडिल टर्म। तेणु मिडिल टर्म रो काम हैला मेजर प्रेमिस रे मेजर टर्म सहित रिलेशन एस्टाब्लिश करिवो, माइनर प्रेमिस रे तुमर माइनर टर्म सहित रिलेशन एस्टाब्लिश करिवो। तापरे that relation that exists between the major term and minor term that will be expressed in the conclusion. When that relation is expressed in the conclusion, is shown in the conclusion, the middle term goes out of the scene. से आउ conclusion रे रहिबो नाही। किंतु the thing is how these two terms, major term and minor term, how these two terms can be connected with the middle term. से माने केमिति मिडिल टर्म सहित कनेक्टेड हेबे, कौन करले से माने मिडिल टर्म सहित कनेक्टेड हेबे? If major term and minor term will be connected with a common part of the middle term, then only there can be relation between major term and minor term. जदि मेजर आउ माइनर टर्म मिडिल टर्म रो गोटे पार्ट रे कनेक्टेड हेले, गोटे कॉमन पार्ट रे कनेक्टेड हेले, ता हेले दुईटा भितर रिलेशनशिप रही पारिबो। कौन कले से माने मिडिल टर्म रो कॉमन पार्ट रे कनेक्टेड हेबे? कौन कले? If we take the whole of the middle term into consideration, जदि आमे पूरा मिडिल टर्म टाकू एंटायर मिडिल टर्म टाकू नबा ताहले से माने कॉमन पार्ट रे कनेक्टेड हेबे। आमे केमिति नबा एंटायर मिडिल टर्म को? If we distribute the middle term, that means we will take the whole of the middle term into consideration. So, we have to distribute the middle term at least once in the premises, so that major term and minor term will be connected with a common part of the middle term. But if middle term is not distributed, जदि मिडिल टर्म को हमें डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करिबा नाही, इफ मिडिल टर्म इज अनडिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड ताहले कौन हबो? अनडिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड मीन्स वी डू नॉट टेक द एंटायर क्लास ऑफ द मिडिल टर्म, वी ओनली से अबाउट सम मेंबर्स ऑफ द मिडिल टर्म। जदि आमे मिडिल टर्म को डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करिबा नाही, देन व्हाट विल हैपन? If we do not distribute the middle term, then major term and minor term will be connected with different parts of the middle term. they will not be connected with a common part, rather they will be connected with different parts of the middle term. Major term will be connected with one part of the middle term and minor term also will be connected with another part of the middle term. Okay. So, in that case there can be no relation between major term and minor term. So, if such things arise, then we will commit the fallacy of undistributed middle. So, here you see the example, all men are animals, all cows are animals, therefore, all cows are men. So, here what is your middle term? Your middle term is animal. All three propositions are A propositions. A proposition distribute subject. ତେଣୁ ଏଠି predicate distribute ହେଇ ନାହିଁ, ତେଣୁ ଏଠି middle term distribute ହେଇ ନାହିଁ. So, we commit the fallacy of undistributed middle. If such question comes, you immediately write that this is the fallacy of undistributed middle. Now, we will discuss the next fallacy. Fallacy of illicit measure. Fallacy of illicit measure. If measure term is distributed in the conclusion, but it is not distributed in the premise, then we commit the fallacy of illicit measure. You know, you have one rule in 10 general syllogistic rules that no term can be distributed in the conclusion if it is not distributed in the premise. If a term is undistributed in the premise, you cannot distribute it in the conclusion. So, here you see the example, all basketball players are tall, no women are basketball players, therefore, no women are tall. So, here you find the conclusion is no women are tall. This is E proposition. E proposition distributes both subject and predicate. So, minor term is distributed and major term also is distributed. Let us see whether these two terms are distributed in the premise or not. Premise is, first premise, major premise is all basketball players are tall. This is your A proposition, and A proposition distributes subject. So, basketball players is distributed, but the word tall, this term tall is not distributed. The tall, this is the major term is distributed in the conclusion, but major term is undistributed in the premise. So, here we commit the fallacy of illicit measure. Now, we will move to the next fallacy. So, the next fallacy is fallacy of illicit minor. Fallacy of illicit minor means minor term is distributed in the conclusion, but it is undistributed in the premise. Let us see the example. All students are sincere, all students are honest, therefore, all honest persons are sincere. So, which is your minor term? The subject of the conclusion is your minor term. Subject is honest persons. जदि honest persons distribute हेला तुमर conclusion रे, तेणु minor premise रे मध्य distribute हबा दरकार. What is your minor premise? Second premise is your minor premise. Let us see the second premise. All students are honest. So, here second premise is your minor premise. This is A proposition and A proposition distributes subject. So, here students is distributed, but honest is not distributed. So, minor term is distributed in the conclusion, but undistributed in the premise. So, here we commit the fallacy of illicit minor. So, this is fallacy of illicit major, fallacy of illicit minor. Illicit major रे कौन हबो जदि major term टा distribute हेई थिबो conclusion रे किंतु major premise रे distribute हेई नथिबो ताहेले fallacy of illicit major. Illicit minor कौन जदि minor term conclusion रे distribute हेई थिबो किंतु माइनर प्रेमिस रे डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हेई नथिबो ताहेले सेई फालासी को कुहा जिवो फालासी ऑफ इलिसिट माइनर. Now we will discuss the next fallacy, that is from two negative premises no conclusion follows. You know there are two types of propositions. One is affirmative proposition, second is negative proposition. In an affirmative proposition, there is a relation of inclusion between the two terms. Relation of inclusion means one class is included within the other. गोटे class आरटा भितरे रहिबो. But in relation of exclusion, this happens in negative proposition. In negative proposition, there is a relation of exclusion between the two classes. That means one class is excluded from the other class. One class remains outside the other class. So, no member of one class can be a member of other class. So, here what happens, both the premises are negative premises. First premise is no students are dishonest. This is a negative premise. So, here there is a relation of exclusion. Exclusion means one is excluded from the other. Here you see students is one class and dishonest is another class. So, there is no relation between students and dishonest. No member of the students class can be a member of dishonest class. No member of this dishonest class can be a member of the students class. There is no relation. Now, second premise is no teachers are dishonest. So, here you see this is a negative proposition. Here also there is a relation of exclusion between the two classes. So, here you see here these are the two classes, teachers and dishonest. Teachers form one class and dishonest also forms another class, and there is no relation between these two classes. किछि relation नहीं. Teachers रो कोनोसी member dishonest रो member हेबेनी किंबा dishonest रो कोनोसी member teachers रो member हेबेनी तांका भितरे कोनोसी प्रकार relation नहीं. So, here you see dishonest is your middle term and dishonest is negatively related with students and negatively related with teachers. So, there is a relation of exclusion and no conclusion follows. If you will be given two negative premises and you have to answer the you have to write the fallacy, immediately write that these are two negative propositions and from two negative propositions no conclusion follows. Now, we will move to the next fallacy, that is your fallacy of two particular proposition. This is also one of the rules of 10 general syllogistic rules. There you have this rule, when both the propositions are particular propositions, then no conclusion follows. Both the propositions cannot be particular. One of the propositions must be universal. One may be particular, but both cannot be particular. So, if you get such type of question, you write that this is the fallacy of two particular propositions. From two particular propositions, no conclusion follows. Now, fallacy of affirming the consequent. So, you know, in the last class I had taught you the mixed syllogism, hypothetical, categorical syllogism. There in the hypothetical categorical syllogism, there are two forms, constructive form and destructive form. in the constructive form by affirming the antecedent in the minor premise, we affirm the consequent in the conclusion. This is rule 1. But if we do in the reverse manner, then we will commit a fallacy. Here you see, if there is sun, then there is light. आमर रूल अनुसार कौन हम, देयर इज सन इज योर एंटीसीडेंट एंड देयर इज लाइट इज योर कन्सिक्वेंट. रूल कहूचे प्रथमे एंटीसीडेंट को अफर्म करिवो, तापरे कन्सिक्वेंट को अफर्म करिवो. आमे लेखिबा कथा देयर इज सन देयरफॉर देयर इज लाइट. बट इफ वी डू द रिवर्स by affirming the consequent in the minor premise, if we affirm the antecedent in the conclusion, then we will commit a fallacy. That fallacy is known as fallacy of affirming the consequent. There is light, that does not mean there is sun. There is light. Light अच्छी ता माने नुहे जे sun अच्छे, because there are many sources of the light. There may be lantern, there may be moon, there may be candle. So we cannot say that there is light, therefore there is sun. This conclusion does not follow from these two premises. And if we do so, we commit a fallacy, and that fallacy is known as fallacy of affirming the consequent. Now, the next fallacy is fallacy of denying the antecedent. You know, in the hypothetical categorical syllogism, there is a destructive form. Here, by denying the consequence, we deny the antecedent. This is the rule. But if we do it in the reverse manner, we will commit a fallacy, and that fallacy is known as fallacy of denying the antecedent. Example, if there is sun, then there is light. आमर रूल कहूचे देयर इज सन है तुमर एंटीसीडेंट, देयर इज लाइट है तुमर कन्सिक्वेंट. डिस्ट्रक्टिव रूल कहूचे प्रथमे कन्सिक्वेंट को तुम्हें डिनाय कर, तापरे एंटीसीडेंट को डिनाय कर. सो दैट विल बी देयर इज नो लाइट, देयरफॉर देयर इज नो सन. बट इंस्टेड ऑफ डूइंग दिस, इफ यू से there is no sun, therefore there is no light. By denying antecedent, you deny the consequent, then you will commit a fallacy, and this fallacy is known as fallacy of denying the antecedent. There is no sun, sun nahi, that does not mean that there is no light. सन नथिले मध्य हमर लाइट आसीबो, राति रे हमर सन नाही, बट वी हैव लाइट, वी गेट लाइट फ्रॉम इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, वी गेट लाइट फ्रॉम द मून. सो दिस कंक्लूजन डज नॉट फॉलो फ्रॉम द two premises taken jointly. If we do so, then we will commit the fallacy of denying the antecedent. Now, we will discuss informal fallacies. There are three informal fallacies. One is fallacies of ambiguity, second is fallacies of presumption, and the third one is fallacies of relevance. So, there are three types of informal fallacies. Now, fallacies of ambiguity. How do we get the fallacies of ambiguity? When language is used ambiguously, then we get the fallacy of ambiguity. Language means here we use words or sentences. If words are used ambiguously or sentences are used ambiguously, then we commit this fallacy. Ambiguous, what do we mean by ambiguous? When I say something, now I am saying something and you understand what do I mean by this. मु जहा कहूची तुमे बुझी पारुचो, because this is clear and this has only one meaning, गोटिए meaning. But if I say something and it does not have one meaning, it has more than one meaning, then that word is an ambiguous word. That sentence will be ambiguous sentence. If a sentence has more than one meaning, that will be an ambiguous sentence. If a word has more than one meaning, then that will be ambiguous word. So, when our language is used ambiguously, then we commit the fallacies of ambiguity. So, under fallacies of ambiguity, we have fallacy of equivocation, under fallacy of equivocation, we have fallacy of ambiguous middle, ambiguous major, ambiguous minor. Then we have the fallacy of division, fallacy of composition, then fallacy of amphiboly, then fallacy of accent. So, all these fallacies we will discuss in the next class. Now, we will recapitulate. Now, we have discussed different fallacies, different deductive fallacies, and you know the fallacies can be divided into two types, formal fallacies and informal fallacies. Then for deductive fallacies, we have discussed deductive fallacies. Deductive fallacies are of two types, formal fallacies and informal fallacies. Then under formal fallacies, we have fallacies of immediate inference, fallacies of mediate inference. Under fallacies of immediate inference, we have fallacy of simple conversion of an A proposition, then fallacy of conversion of an O proposition, then fallacy of material aversion. Then fallacies of inference by opposition, this also we have discussed. Fallacy of contrary opposition, fallacy of subcontrary opposition, fallacy of subalternation. Then fallacies of mediate deductive inference, this also we have discussed. Fallacy of four terms, fallacy of undistributed middle, fallacy of illicit minor, fallacy of illicit major, fallacy of two negative premises, then fallacy of two particular premises, then fallacy of affirming the consequent, then fallacy of denying the antecedent. All these things we have discussed. Then we have informal fallacies, fallacies of ambiguity, fallacies of presumption, fallacies of relevance. এই fallacy गुड़ाक आमे नेक्स्ट क्लास रे आमे ताको डिस्कस करिबा. तेणु मु तुमको कहली केमिति फालासी क्वेश्चंस पड़िबो. यू विल बी गिवन वन फालासी एंड यू विल बी आस्क्ड टू फाइंड आउट व्हाट फालासी इज दैट. दीटा सपोज दीटा नेगेटिव प्रपोजिशन दे देला, से कहिबो जे व्हिच फालासी इज कमिटेड हियर. सो यू विल राइट अकॉर्डिंगली. नहेले व्हाट इज द फालासी ऑफ फोर टर्म्स, तमे लिखिबो व्हाट इज फालासी ऑफ फोर टर्म्स विथ एग्जांपल. सो एमिति टाइप रो तुम्हें सब आंसर दब. तेणु प्राय एग्जांपल गुड़ाक पड़ी थी. एग्जांपल देकर तुमको कह जाइथिबो जे यू फाइंड आउट द फालासीज. तेणु फालासी देखिला बेलू टिके केयरफुली देखिबो. तुमको लगुथबो एई फालासी किंतु सेटा आ गोटे फालासी हेतिबो. तेणु फालासी चैप्टर को यू रीड केयरफुली एंड थरोली, and so you can detect the fallacies, you can find out the fallacies which are committed in those arguments. Okay. Thank you students, thank you very much.